Unlimited Heat 3A coming your way, and here are the stories we're going to be looking for. Dr. Ken Muscatel has got a fast boat underneath him. How well is he going to do? How about Greg Hopp? He won the last heat, 2A. Let's see what he can do. There is Nate Brown's boat. It's in the water as well, and it is running well. That's all coming up in Heat 3A.
Heat 3A of the Chevy Cup at Seafair is brought to you by Novus, the windshield repair experts, and is presented for Seafair by W.J. Deutsch & Sons, proud importer of Yellowtail wines. Tails, you win.
Here's your lineup for 3A. The Red Dot, ProCraft Windows, the two Formula boats, Miss Car Pros, and the MirageBoats.com. We come out to the course. The boats are already moving well around the course on this sunny day. The water's getting kicked up as well. Just about 3 minutes before we take off for Heat 3A. And let's run down these pilots of these aircraft on the water. First off, the U-17, Nate Brown. He says this is his final race, Mike.
Yeah, but he has gained confidence in this brand new boat of his, and I think that he's going to try for a win here.
Chip Ken Muscatel spun out in 2A, but he's got some boat speed under him now.
If he doesn't win, I think he's done.
Bill Rocky's in the pits. Is Ken Muscatel ready for this one, Bill?
Ken Muscatel is very disappointed. He had a second, and then he obviously didn't finish his last one. He's going to try to go out there and do something right now. He needs points.
All right, the U5, Jeff Bryant in the FormulaBoats.com. Michael?
Well, Jeff Bernard had a win, and then in his last heat, he had a very disappointing finish, and he's blaming J. Michael Kelly and the Car Pros for that.
How about the U1? Jimmy Shane needs a little more boat speed, I think, Chip.
No, I think he needs more time. Last week was his first race. He's here just to learn.
The Car Pros boat with J. Michael Kelly. There he is. He's young, and he's getting great experience.
And he's got a little bit of heat under the collar right at the moment because he did not perform well, and he thinks somebody else did that to him. He's going to try to show somebody up this time.
Here's a guy who did perform well. He won in Heat 2A at 137 plus miles an hour.
He's my pick to win this heat again.
And Guard, how about that pit down there for the Mirage Boats group?
Well, they're excited. They said between heats, they took their front wing, they dropped a little bit to keep the nose down because they're expecting rough weather. But Steve, you said it's a little bit of luck to win these heats. It's about as quiet as far as wind is concerned going into this one right now. So we'll see if their adjustment is correct or not.
We will indeed. And Pat, we've got some fast boats on this course.
Well, Jack in the Box congratulates Tacoma's, the guy Tacoma's rooting for, Jeff Bernard, fastest qualifier in the FormulaBoats.com in this heat, 152 miles an hour. And, of course, for the best in fast food anytime, stop at your nearest Jack in the Box.
And the parade is bringing the boats down to the line, and I mean it is a parade, Mike.
And there's little head games going on between Jeff Bernard in that red Formula Boats and the yellow and green Car Pros with J. Michael Kelly. Formula Boats looks like they want the inside lane, but also further up ahead in the corner and hardly moving is Greg Hopp in the Mirage Boats, and he too wants that inside lane. So, and it looks as though he will occupy it. He crept up there all the way up the backstretch. Took him almost a minute to get up there. Now all the other boats are coming around, and it looks like it's going to be that boat right there, the Mirage Boats with Greg Hopp at the wheel. But he's going to have to ratchet up his speed because we're really kind of early right at the moment. Some of the other guys coming out a little bit wider are starting to show a little bit of boat speed here. We have one of the Seafair Pirates on the barge with us here to wave the start-finish line flag here this
That's
time.
Captain Kidd.
And here they come to the line. It looks like with 3 seconds they were going to be on time. The clock zeroes out. Everybody crosses the line, and Formula Boats takes them across the line to Jeff Bernard now on the outside in the 4 lane, coming on strong in the 5 lane, I should say. That's Nate Brown, but as they come through, it's going to be the Formula Boats in the middle, and on the outside of him is that yellow and red Car Pros, and that's J. Michael, and in the inside, that is Greg Hopp. So we got a good 1-2-3 battle going up this back chute on lap 1.
Jeff Bernard is getting good starts week in and week out. He did the same thing last week in the Tri-Cities. He's really shown me a lot.
Jeff Bernard now into the corner now, keeping the boat speed up. However, behind him are both Greg Hopp and J. Michael Kelly. Greg on the inside and Kelly on the outside. As they come around the corner, all three of them are going to exit the turn fairly close, but still in control here. It is Jeff Bernard in the number 5 boat, the formulaboats.com, as he comes down to end lap number 1 up front. Second place, it's Greg Hopp. In third place, J. Michael Kelly in the Car Pros is pulling alongside now, or trying to catch up with Greg Hopp, but he's got a lot of water to make up.
He does. Greg Hopp has really got to keep the pressure on because he does not have a lot of points to get into the finals, so he really needs to win, or at least hang on to the second place. And J. Michael Kelly's putting a lot of pressure on him on the outside.
He is. He got a better turn than Greg Hopp did, and he seems to have some boat speed now coming down the back straightaway. However, he's pretty far out there in about 5 or 6 lanes, driving a big race course right now. Your leader, that's the red boat, former Budweiser hull. It's the U5, formulaboats.com. Jeff Bernard, a fine new driver, a couple of years under his belt now, but start to show what he's made of, and he's going to be one of the greats. I think Chip is absolutely right about this guy. Gone to the inside now is Greg Hopp. Greg Hopp has gone to the inside and has tried to make up some ground here.
And that might be a mistake because now Greg Hopp is going to have to run in Jeff Bernard's rough water. J. Michael Kelly did the smart thing and stayed wide out here when the water is nice and clean, and I think it's going to pay off right now.
It has paid off indeed, because now J. Michael Kelly has taken over second, and he's starting to put some distance between himself and the Mirage boats.
Hopp's gone down in the south turn.
Hops is out of it. Greg Hopp is out of it now. Unfortunately, something happened down there. We'll have to figure out what that was.
It's
Pat?
Tacoma versus Puyallup. It's Jeff Bernard and J. Michael Kelly, and here they come down to the floating bridge turn.
And after the last heat, they had a little angry exchange. Don't know exactly what that was all about. Both of them blamed their poor finish in the last heat on each other, so they got a little bit of an axe to grind. The checkered flag is coming out on the tower here, or the white flag rather, out on the tower here, as across the white flag goes the red dot. Now the checkered flag comes up, and Jeff Bernard's going to win it in the U5 Formula Boats. Had a game once again. Car Pros boats, J. Michael Kelly trying to catch him, but ran out of time to get it done.
That was a mighty close finish. J. Michael Kelly almost caught him. He was only behind him about 4 boat lengths at the close.
He did indeed.
I think J. Michael Kelly has kind of been going with a strategy all weekend of staying kind of on the outside and looking for good water, and I think it paid off there.
It's a case of building points to get into the final heat. And that's what it's all about for the Car Pros guys.
And Greg Hopp got running again, and here he comes down to finish 4th.
And I think what happened, remember we talked about Greg Hopp having to run in the rough water of the boat in front of him instead of moving out? I think he took a gulp of water, and I think that's what put the fire out. So hopefully Greg learned that when, you know, you're boxed in and there's rough water, you got to get out of there and find someplace good to run.
So the victory goes to the red boat, formulaboats.com, and coming back to the pits now, Jeff Bernard.
It's funny that these two had words because they really are great friends, but you know, when you put the boats in the water, it's just another competitor.
These are focused drivers, Chip. In many respects, these two guys remind me of you. You were kind of the ice man. Nobody could talk to you very much when you were getting ready to race. Your head was in the game, and these fellows the same way.
You know, it takes a lot of intensity to drive these boats, and unlike a football team that's on the sidelines that's protected from the fans, you know, people can get to you here. So, yeah, I used to isolate myself in the truck and really try to keep my concentration.
You know, as we're looking at this picture on the screen and we see the U5 coming in, it reminds me that that boat, when it was a Budweiser, came in after so many heat victories, and there's that hull coming back in, having seen the checkered flag and having win Heat 3A.
And a young and very, very promising driver aboard it. Probably as good a guy as ever has been in a hull that once bore the Eagle.
And this guy's done a pretty good job since flipping in Evansville, by the way. And Chip, you've been there. We talked about Jeff Bertram yesterday. The kind of thing that you just have to put out of your mind. If you're going to keep going back to racing, you got to know that those things are going to happen once in a while.
And that's youth. And I think that's what changed for me. After a while, you're done with that. But these young guys, they just immediately put it out of their mind, and all they want to do is get right back in the boat.
Gutsy guys, Michael.
They are indeed. And that was a cerebral race. Run as fast as you have to go to win. take advantage of the situation, let the race come to you, and that's a sign of a driver who's learning and honing his skills. You don't have to be a record setter and go screaming around the race course lap after lap in order to be a champion. Being a champion means knowing how fast you have to drive to win and not jeopardizing equipment to get there.
He turned his first lap at 140 miles an hour, then was able to back off to about 136.
And we've seen faster laps than that, Pat, in this meet so far, but that's, again, driving with your head. That's a good idea.
There is the guy.